Hey, welcome. I'm Andy Lee Graham, and I'm in a campsite inside the United States in the state of Indiana. And what's great is, like, I was literally within 10 feet of a deer today. They are, I guess, domesticated and not afraid of things. I was next to some ducks. There's squirrels that come up on my table and break up these pine cones and eat things, I guess. There's some walnuts, I guess. But I see woodchucks, I see ducks, I see squirrels, deer. It's interesting. Okay, but today I want to talk about people with no opinions. Okay, people, what is the value of a person without an opinion? Last night, I'm kind of laughing because there's I don't know, it's whatever. I forget the name of it, but it's like a fable or something. The Emperor's New Clothes. Okay, the Emperor's New Clothing, and these two kind of little criminal little boys came and explained to them that they were going to weave these clothing out of very specific clothing, and the only people that could see them were the people that were not fools. If they were a fool, they wouldn't be able to see them. Okay, so what happens is they pretend that they're weaving this clothing for this king, and everybody goes along with it because they don't want to admit that they don't see it, and that they don't want to explain the obvious because they don't want to appear a fool. And to me, what's going on right now with President Biden and even Donald Trump and the presidential debate last night made me ashamed. Okay, I didn't watch it, but we are ignoring the obvious. It's amazing why would a people ignore the obvious things? It's because they're afraid to have an opinion. Okay, if you don't have an opinion, what by default you do is you ignore things, right? So if you're not going to give an opinion on whether this is good or bad or whatever. Now, what's sad is we have these trolls and these really evil, wanker, mean people that believe their job is to attack the world, okay, as if that's some sort of noble thing by doing it. They don't realize that their lack of value in the planet is that they're trying to define themselves by being a troll or coming up with the provocative thing. I get people on Reddit every day of the week come up with some amazing they postulate on something that's just stupid, okay? And it's kind of fun because I got this Google Alerts where it comes up and I read the headline. I don't read it. I don't go watch Reddit because only a fool goes and reads what fools are doing. But I can't avoid reading the headline, and it's kind of interesting. But people are looking for evil, and it's quite normal, right? People have always looked for evil as being more interesting than thing. What was it? Billy Joel sang a song called "Only the Good Die Young," but the Emperor's New Clothing was. What I'm saying is Biden is obviously senile, okay? It's not only, I don't know how a person that is reputable could sit and not see that 81-year-old man or even Donald Trump being an 80-year-old man. I was watching Gerardo, whatever, today talk to Bill O'Reilly, and he says, hey, he said, I'm 81. In 3 years, I can be slobbering. He was being honest. The problem is at age 60, you have a certain lifespan left. At 70, you have a certain lifespan. At 80, 90, you start having serious dementia problems. And it's quite obvious that Biden has it. But like the metaphor, the analogy or whatever of the Emperor's New Clothing, everybody ignores the obvious. And why? It's because they have no opinion. Okay, when leaders can convince people the obvious is false, it's proof that the devil exists. Okay, when a leader can somehow get you to not say anything at the obvious situations. So when we have a media, when we have 50% of the United States wanting to act like Donald Trump is I don't think Donald Trump has ever told anybody that he's a nice, sweet guy. Okay, he's a very aggressive business guy, and so he's like the means to the end. He's like the person that can get the job done, but we don't always like how they do it. It's like war. I'm laughing at Gaza war. They're acting like there should not be anybody in Gaza that dies. Well, you supported the terrorist. You elected the terrorist. You supported the terrorist. You are the terrorist. The people in Gaza are the terrorists. Okay, they are not innocent bystanders. I am not an innocent bystander when my country bombs another country. Okay, but all these obvious things exist because people are afraid to give opinion. But when a leader can convince people the obvious that the obvious is false, that something obviously false is true, the devil exists. Because see, what the devil wants to do, if there is a devil, okay, he wants you to fight, okay, and he wants you to believe in lies. When people refuse to give opinions because they fear others will chastise them, then democracy is over with. Democracy is ending right now. We have very little democracy. Why? Because you, as a citizen, believe that it's okay to not have an opinion. Okay, now why do you believe this? It's because, I don't know, because you're a wimp, okay? But that's the simple version. But the thing is, you can give an opinion without having to sit around and defend it to a fool. If you give an opinion and a person instantly attacks you, they are a fool, and then you don't go any further. Okay, it's simple. I don't have any problem. I had this guy in Lake Atalan. He was from Australia. What was his name? Ian. Constantly arguing. And I just told him one day, there's no reason to talk with you, Ian. You are a wanker. You're of no value to me. All you want to do is argue and insult. And I stopped talking to him. And everybody go, why would you do that? I said, only a fool would talk to a fool. And he is a fool. He was a fool. Okay, but people believe that they must have conversations with fools, which is why they won't give their opinion. Okay, so the solution to this situation is you say your opinion, simple, concise. I love Biden. I love Trump. I want this to happen to the country. And somebody is snarky and attacks you and whatever, they're a fool. There's no reason to continue with them. You just erase them and you get them out of your life. Okay, that's simple. Okay, that's called having a boundary. Okay. Freedom exists only for those people who are brave enough to have opinions. See, you don't have any freedom if you don't have an opinion. If you don't have an opinion, if I can't ask you your opinion, what value are you? I mean, what is the point of having a friend that will not give his or her opinion honestly? I always laugh when my mother and father didn't know who the other person voted for. They couldn't agree to disagree, and they were married. This is pretty sad. Okay, when you can stop, you cannot just let another person. See, this is the ultimate macho, whether it's female or male, to know that if you tell somebody, the other person's going to attack. That to me is machismo. It's like death before dishonor. You must defend yourself. That's crazy. A Mexican standoff is when they look at each other and they're both stupid and they kill each other. Obviously stupid, okay? Freedom only exists for those brave enough to have opinions, who don't live in fear of other people or the truth. When one fears the truth, they are not free, okay? A person with no opinion has no value to humanity. You have no value to humanity if you don't have an opinion. If I can't ask you, does my hair look good today? Does my clothing look good? what we do is we exchange opinions. If we don't have any opinions, and so we're going to pick and choose our opinions, we are like a watered down milk or something. It's not quite milk, okay? It's some sort of processed food. So we are just one big processed food full of ingredients that are all fake, okay? An honest person, when I talk to my mother, when I talk to my father, I expect them as their son and daughter, as their son, to give me their honest opinion. When I call up one of my friends and they don't want to give me their opinion, I feel that they're just of no value. I actually just jettison, get rid of people. I like that word in French. Jeter. Jete means like I throw. Okay, but I don't think a person that refuses to give an opinion has much value. Even when you say, I need some people. Why do we need an opinion? People say, why is it your business? Well, what's the point in having a friend? Why am I sharing the same space with you if you're not going to give me your opinion? I might as well erase you from my life and go talk to somebody that has value to me. A person with no opinion has no value to humanity, whether kind or unkind. Opinions are essential for democracy to thrive. Without an opinion, tyranny can happen. What they want us to do is they want us to be quiet. Ever since Rene Descartes or Freud or Marx or whatever, they talk about the masses, the proletariat, the bourgeois versus the proletariat. You have the rich and the poor, the haves and the have-nots. And what does the haves want? They want you to be quiet. Okay, they want you to stay quiet. Okay, but the art of being a human is to be able to talk to another human that you disagree with. If you can't talk with a person that you 100% disagree with, then you are not really an adult. You're just a child. A child has trouble dealing with their emotions, and they cannot do this, but an adult can. A person with a person with no opinion has no value to humanity. You have no value to my friendship. You have no value as a parent. You have no value as a mother, grandfather, family, anything. If you don't have an opinion that you can grant to me and give to me, what is your value? You just like me? Okay. Whether kind or unkind, opinions are essential for democracy to thrive. Defending our opinions to fools proves that we are also foolish. When you sit around and the minute the tone of voice or the thing turns into a thing, you just stop, because that's a fool. You're talking to a fool. Okay. What is it? There's hundreds and hundreds of quotes on fools. Almost every famous person has given a quote on fools. I've been collecting them for years. I got them in a database on a Google Sheets. I have a database of fool quotes. And if you go do a search for fools, there's songs about fools, right? Okay, I did not watch the debate between President Biden and former President Trump, as I am ashamed of my country, the United States of America. Okay, it's obvious that this was just a foolish endeavor, and we have a fool that maybe would have at one time been a smart man. President Biden was probably a very smart man, and he is, with pride, vain, and greed and vanity, trying to remain president. Okay, instead of going, I must know my limitations. Okay, he doesn't know his limitations, and it seems like maybe the media and everybody wants to support the emperor with no clothes, right? But the emperor has to be wise enough to say, I'm in a battle that I can't win. But the bigger battle is, he might, even if he wins the election, he's going to lose the country. And this is where, the goal of being the president of the United States, the president of the leader of the free world, is that you can lead and you can make decisions quick, fast, and decisive. Okay, and it's quite obvious that for the last year or two, Biden should resign from office. The only noble thing he could ever do, what he's doing right now is he's taking his legacy and he's taking his presidency and he's pissing all over it. Okay. He's making it into a sham. Okay. But I didn't watch it because I'm ashamed of the United States of America. I'm not going to go watch something stupid that's only made to make us argue. And that's what the Democrats and the Republicans want us to do. They want us to argue. Even when I talked to somebody today on it, he said, I got so angry in the first 10 minutes. And I go, you're getting angry at an idiot. Okay. Getting angry at the idiot is the problem. Okay, this is what I'm talking about today. I don't give a crapola about Donald Trump or Joe Biden, but I do care about the future of the United States, and I do care about the future of humanity. I think that when you are afraid to give an opinion, tyranny and communism and Marxism and all these things thrive, because that's what they do. They basically stifle all opinions, so they're getting it done. Okay. I did not watch the debate. I'm ashamed. But it's so easy to be ashamed of the United States right now. It's ridiculous. I mean, you have people with that buy things and they don't even know what the price is. Okay, as if they're all this is like pride. Okay, we have actual acts. Okay, it doesn't propagate the species. It eventually certain things will. The species will die. Okay, we are not. We are in what they call the behavioral sink. The human density is destroying the people, along with the plastic and the chemicals and the medical industry and everything like that. The world is slowly self-destructing. Okay, but it's easy to be ashamed of the United States. A person with no opinion has no value to humanity. They have no value to your children. You have no value to your family, your father, your mother, your grandparents, your work. What good is a person that doesn't give an opinion at work? I ask people simple questions. Do you want Biden or Trump to be president? I said, I just want to know your opinion. As a friend, as a person, I want a person that I respect to give me an idea why they're voting for this person. They can't do that. I said, well, why am I talking to you? Okay, what is the point in talking to somebody that won't give me their opinion? And why can't I listen to their opinion without attacking them? I had a person, Susan, in California, give me her opinion that she wanted to vote for Trump. And I sit there and she goes, she said, well, are you one of those Trump people? And the way she said it was denigrating, but I said, yes, I voted for Trump. Okay, and I'm proud that I voted for Trump. And she should be proud that she voted for Biden. And we should be able to say, well, we disagree, and that should be okay. If that's not okay, and you're not going to like me because I voted for Donald Trump, I am the beneficiary of your ignorance, okay? Because you are not capable of being an adult, okay? You're a child walking around, okay? If I cannot tolerate you because you voted for Biden, I have a friend of mine, Bruce, and the ex-mayor of Fort Wayne, that basically are not capable of talking to me because they're Democrat and I voted for Trump. They're very sad, okay? I think you are not adult enough to talk to somebody that you totally disagree with. So you think that you're capable of negotiating with Kim Jong or whatever his name is in North Korea, or Putin or anything like that. It's quite obvious that Donald Trump can negotiate with people he hates. Hey, if you can't talk to, I spend 90% of my time negotiating with people that are wanting to steal my money, okay? I am talking about your fear of being a father or mother. You are a not fit parent if you don't stand for something. If you don't represent the good of humanity, if you don't have an opinion and you don't say, I don't want you to propagandize your children. I want you to teach your children to think. And how do they learn to make decisions? Is through consequences. Consequences for their behavior. It's like my mom and dad gave us allowances every week. And when we ran out of money, the consequences. We didn't have any money till the next Saturday. Okay. I see parents that just give anything and everything to their children because they cry. That's what a child does. A child just gives somebody because another person's crying. Okay, that's sympathy is the devil's best friend, according to the Rolling Stones, and I agree. Sympathy, not empathy, sympathy. When you give victims, and these right now they're obviously the emperor's new clothing. Obviously, these people living in the streets in San Francisco are destroying their country. People coming across the border from Mexico illegally, from Guatemala illegal, are not good people. They're willing to be outlaws. They're willing to be illegal aliens, right? I don't care. They are not good people. When you stand up and you want to leave your family, your friends, and everybody just for money, you're a prostitute, okay? Okay, but giving your opinion, there is no reason to defend it. Now, I'm going to say that over and over. So what's the sequence? Somebody asks you your opinion, you offer your opinion. Or they start talking about one thing. See, I feel an obligation that when I'm in a group and somebody says they're voting for Biden, I say I'm voting for Trump. I feel that it needs to be part of the discussion because it's a balanced conversation. A conversation where everybody's keeping their mouth closed because they're wimps is, I don't know, tyranny. Okay, I don't know what it is. It's not democracy. Democracy is when everybody has a right to their opinion and it's freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is the idea that we can say what we want without being attacked. Right now, they're making it illegal to say certain phrases, which is absolutely horrid. I mean, what they're doing is removing our freedom of speech one word at a time. If a person wants to be racist and say racist things, they have a right to say that. Okay, that doesn't mean we should approve. It doesn't mean we should do it, but you don't put them in jail. Okay, they have a right to be an idiot. Okay, people who argue that over their opinions have no opinions of value to hear. Okay, if you're going to argue over an opinion that where you totally disagree, and one of the people starts getting heated or angry, see, an adult when they get in a situation where one of the sides is getting, like. If you have your children and they start getting angry and throwing a fit, you kind of stop the conversation, you calm it down, and you do it. That's not what happened when two adults argue. They are like two children arguing, okay? And this is the problem. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Donald Trump and Biden, and that's where people see right now the trigger. You have been trained so well to get angry when you hear the word Biden or Trump that you no longer can even think. A person with no opinion has no value to their family, their friends, democracy, their country. They are not a person of reputation. They are not a person. But if you lie, you have no value either. The one lie, one white lie, anything that people say, anything. This is the age where people will say anything that they can get away with. Okay, it's the era of getting anything that you can say. So you see people on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all these social networks saying outrageous comments just to get attention. That's what a little child does. Okay, a little child says things that make the other children look at them. Can you understand that you're being a little child? I don't really want your love. I don't want your attention. I want your respect, okay? I don't care if you're my best friend. I don't care. I'm going to tell you the honest truth and how I see it. So as a consultant, as a person that makes videos, if I lie and if I misinterpret things and if I do it, I was laughing. Obviously Donald Trump says some things that are just sort of, I don't know why he does it. I don't know why Biden lies and denigrates the respect of himself, and I don't know why Donald Trump does it. I have no clue other than they think. See, this is the way propaganda works, though. Propaganda is you say a lie long enough, people believe it. And on the other side is we have to, politics is not about, there's two things you should never understand how they make, and that's sausage and politics. But sausage, you never make a good decisions when you're in politics. In Fort Wayne, Indiana, I was part of the Chamber of Commerce, and we were called the Third House Forum or something. And you never get to choose a bill that is just noble, good, and whatever. It's always the best of all the bad ones. Okay, so politicians, choosing a politician is choosing the best of the bad ones because they're all bad. Okay, very few of them can do it. I think Ben Carson is a very good man, and I would like him to be the vice president with Donald Trump because I don't think he really, it's not part of his nature to just lie. He's very articulate. And he's black, so it'd be good to have a black vice president, and better to have a female, but I don't know of any right now that are up to snuff. Whether kind or unkind, opinions are essential for democracy to strive. Defending our opinion to fools proves that we are foolish. I'm a very smart man, and I talk with a lot of people that I consider not intelligent. Okay, not very knowledgeable on the world, don't really understand what's going on, kind of lost the plot, but they're talking with earnest and value and trying to give their correct opinion. What the bigger problem I see is that they have no curiosity. I can tell a person that I've been to 114 countries, and almost 49 out of 50 don't even ask a question. They go, that's nice, but they're not even listening, right? The truth is, people are no longer capable of listening. They're basically controlled. See, this smartphone is kind of like a little mesmerizing hypnosis machine that takes their brain and puts it in there, and they no longer are capable. There's people that say, well, I'm going to go ask my friends on Facebook what to say. And I go, hey, if you can't make your own opinions, if you can't, see, people act like that when they make an opinion, they can't change an opinion. I'm always laughing when somebody wants to insult somebody that made an opinion 50 years ago, as if they should sit around and defend why they said that 50 years ago or what they did 50 years ago. You know, one day at a time, guys, and it's anti-intellectual, it's snarky, and it's a fool talking to a fool when they start complaining. When you don't have an opinion, you have no value to your family. You have no value for your work. If you will say whatever the boss wants you to say, what is your value? Zero. Okay? If you have no value to the nation if you don't have an opinion. You have no value to God. Some of you are very religious, and you realize that God wants us to witness the truth, to tell what we believe, but not with the goal of hurting the other side. When you're doing this as a weapon, that's unkind. I don't know why people are afraid to say their truths simple and easy to understand without wanting vengeance. Vengeance is evil. So when a godly person, you have no value as an atheist if you do not have an opinion. If you're going to say your opinion as an atheist with evil intent, if you're going to say your opinion as a God-fearing, as a person that believes in God with evil intent, neither one of these opinions have any value. People chastise me, troll me, and give me their opinions on my opinions regularly, almost daily, trying to stop me from being a man of value. I'm always laughing at these wankers on Reddit and all these things. They are by far some of the worst representations of humanity there is. I think that anybody that spends their whole time gossiping and talking and trying to figure out how another person is an idiot. Okay, because that's their goal. They want to define me as an idiot, and I don't care, because the only way I can be defined and actually be an idiot is to listen to another idiot, to an idiot, okay? The only way you can be defined as a fool is by sharing space with fools, okay? Be a father, a mother, or a friend. Truth and opinions must be of essential value. Essential. Essential means that we can't live without them. Essential is something I need, not want. I need. I need your opinions. I need your honest opinions. I don't need your attacks. The minute that you denigrate your opinion by adding on a snarky attack and whatever, you have zero value to me or the world. The proof that we are kind people is that I can talk to you and have an opinion that disagrees. If we can talk and totally disagree, and we can do it in an adult fashion, then democracy has a chance. Democracy, we will have the end of democracy and the takeover of tyranny and Marxism and communism, where you have no opinion if we keep doing this, because what's happening right now, everybody's holding on to the idea that this leader has the right to tell other people what to do. Okay, just literally, the leader has they're using the legal system in the United States to as a weapon. Okay, it's the end of times, okay, for the United States. I'm not saying the end of times as far as the Bible goes or something like that, but it's the end of the United States. The United States has reached its plateau, and we're going downhill. I live anywhere I want to, anywhere I want to, and I have the best of lives. Why? Because I'm a person of value. I have an opinion. I also write to myself. I talk. I make videos so that I can understand the value of my opinion. Okay, a person with no opinion is a person that refuses to give me their opinion. I pretty much just jettison from my life. I love that word in French. Je t'aime de le mot en français. Je déteste quand une personne parle as une opinion. Okay, my French is not that good, guys, but I enjoy it. Okay, are you a man or woman of value? Do you have value to your children? Or are you constantly, like a little child, fighting with your children? Gee whiz, when two people are fighting, that's what children do. Okay, they haven't learned through experience and the consequences of arguing, how to live life yet. We learn with consequences. If right now, in a way, if somebody makes a snarky remark and I could just slap the shit out of them, they would learn to stop eventually, right? But the reason why this exists is because everything's virtual, and the biggest wimps on the planet have become the leaders of the planet. Okay, it's a strange time we live in. Okay, but what I want you to do is always realize that your opinion is your value to humanity. Without an opinion, without the ability to give it in a kind, in a simple, and an easy way. I have realized that most people's attention spans are only good for about 2 sentences. So when I'm sitting around in a AA meeting, or I'm sitting around in certain things, I try to give 2 sentences, something quotable, something simple, something easy, something that has impact, and something that's honest, and something that's really, a very good, one friend calls them atomic quotes. An atomic quote is something so molecular that there's no ways to destroy it. It's a self-existing quote, and most quotes that are really good are just valuable insights into the wisdom of the world. Okay, if you really want to become wise, I believe that right now is the best way to do it is to study wise comments. Okay, but if you cannot become wise without experiences. Experiences with knowledge is not wisdom. That's just knowledge without wisdom. Wisdom comes when you use your knowledge in a practical utility way. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I've been to 114 countries. I've been doing this for 26 years. I'm living in a park full of insects and bugs and spiders, and I haven't seen any snakes. Woodchucks. Woodchucks are my deadly enemy as a farmer. That's farm boy. Woodchucks are really on the shit list for farmers. We have deer here. I haven't gone out on the lake or anything like that. I'm sure there's fish on the lake. We have plenty of insects. It's full of jungle. This is better jungle than anywhere I've seen in the world. sometimes I did see something similar to this in Costa Rica. In Coca, Ecuador, in the rainforest, they have unbelievable amount of foliage and green. I'm here and you're not. Why not? Why am I here and you're not? Why do I live the life of freedom? Why am I brave enough to tell you my opinion when I know that you can become very angry at me? Why? Because the person that I'm looking at is the man in the mirror. The man in the mirror is the person that I report to, myself. I keep my own scorecard of, do I respect, am I the hero of my life? Okay, be the hero of your life.